Hey everybody, it's Teach It Tuesday, so you know what that means, a new tutorial. This is the mock neck sweater, super cute, so go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos we post. Follow us on all of our social medias, and of course we do have a website where you can buy what we make, so go ahead and check that out, recapturedvalues.com. So let's get into the details. Pattern is mock neck sweater by Retro Sparkle Designs, super cool pattern company. This fabric is the skinny rib from Be Merry While You Flow, super cool fabric company. Check them out, we'll link them down below. Let's get started. What you're going to need is, you're going to need this front piece here, cut 1 on a fold, back piece here, cut 1 on a fold, sleeve piece here, cut 2 on this fold. This is the neckband, and then the 2 of the cuff pieces here. This is not cut on a fold. And then this one is the waistband. Alright. These are the pieces I cut out. Front, back, 2 sleeves. 2 cuffs here. Neckband cut on a fold, and a waistband cut on a fold. So of course we are going to do the ham hot method here with the cuff pieces, except for the arm cuffs. We're not going to do that. We're going to fold them in half this way because I am going to gather these sleeves in the round. Also, you do not have to add these cuffs. You can totally hem the sleeves and make them like a wide sleeve if you wanted to. You could hem them up like so. Like this. You could do that if you wanted to and just have a hemmed sleeve with no gather. I'm going to show you how to do the gathered one today. And you can gather this any way you want to, but I gather it just a specific way. It's what's easier for me. So I'm going to sew these up. Move all these out of the way real fast, and we'll put the front to the back, right sides together in just a minute. But yeah, don't do the ham hot method on the cuffs if you're going to follow it the way that I'm doing it. Just the way I gather in the flat. It's easier for me to do it that way to get better coverage. So I'm going to go ahead and put these front and back bodice pieces together and sew these top seams here, the shoulder seams. This is what they look like done. I also did the ham hot method, the raw edged. I serged that, and I'm going to quarter up these pieces here, the neckband, make 4 equal points. I use that seam as my 4th point. I'm going to do the same thing with the waistband here really fast. This just helps to make sure that you're stretching the waistband or the neckband to fit the actual hole that you're putting it in. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and fold these cuffs in half to find the middle. It's just going to make it really easy when I gather these to make sure they're all even and everything. Alright, so here is the sleeves. So you're going to fold them. If you didn't cut them like this, this is how I cut them. And this fabric is great. Like I said, it's from Be Merry While You Flow, and we link them down below, so make sure you check them out. You can do custom fabric. She has fabric on the website. She has a whole bunch of different bases. I believe this is the skinny rib, and it's great. But these 2 prints I have linked down below. But she has tons of prints and Christmas prints as well. There's some very cute stuff on there. Alright, I am going to mark the points of the top and the bottom of the sleeves. And then we are going to sew, because the way I gather, I'm going to use my serger. I'm just going to do a regular serger stitch on this long edge of the sleeve. So here I go on the long edge of both of these sleeves. I didn't change any of my settings. You can change your settings to do this differently if you want to actually gather it for you. This is just the way I do it, so I don't have to change my settings or anything like that. So I'm going to get a pin. And remember, I made a middle point on my cuff piece here, and I made a middle point on my sleeve. Alright, the camera's going to go out of focus here in just a minute, and don't pay attention to my nacho cheese fingers. I ate some Doritos. But the way you gather this is you're going to pop out the most straight stitch that is closest to you when you're holding it like this. Pop that out on the end there, and when you pull it, you can gather the fabric. So I'll show you a better view on this side. And I like to try to cut my tails not too short, but definitely not too long because they get kind of weird and it can get all tangled. So here's a better view of what I'm talking about. So the second line of the straight stitches here, pull that straight stitch out on the edge. You'll know you have it when it's easy to pull out like this. And then you know you also have it when you can pull on it and the fabric moves like this. Alright, and this will take you a minute to get all the gathers adjusted, but I like to match up the cut piece that I did here. And of course, since I serged over it, it's like hard to find. But once I find it, I just pin that down to the middle point on the cuff, and then I just gather the sides in. I'll scrunch them in good to fit the cuff piece here. And so I'm just going to put this point on here, the middle point to the middle point, just to make sure that I get my scrunches even. Scrunches, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. My gathers. That's what it looks like after. It takes me a little bit, but you can actually, there's multiple ways you can do this. I just find this the easiest for me. And then I knot the edges so that if they do move on me, they're not going to move too bad on me. Of course, you guys know if you've watched me before, I love gathering with elastic. I do find that to be just a smidge bulky in the arms, which is why I'm choosing to do it this way. But like I said, there are multiple attachments you can get on your machine, like a gathering foot that will gather and attach at the same time. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is, I tried to do it this way, and I didn't like having the gathers on top. So I'm going to put the cuff on top of the gathers, so that I can hold the cuff down to keep my gathers in place as I'm sewing. Be very careful as you're sewing, because if you're sewing, the gathers can start moving, because like that's what happened to me here. And so I just pulled that string out again and started gathering them back down and scrunching them back up some more. So it's not the end of the world. Don't panic if that happens. But like when you're using your blade, you can cut the gathers off and they can start shifting on you. So try not to cut with the blade on as you're doing this. If you do, just do what I did and pull the string out again and start gathering it some more. That's what it looks like when it's done. All right, now we're going to add this sleeve on here. And of course, you'll match that middle point up. And I'm not sure if I said this, the sleeve, like I said, the opening of the sleeve is wider than the arm. So pause and repeat with the other sleeve. This is what it looks like when you're done, and you'll put right sides together, and then you will do the arm cuffs down to the side seam, armpit side seam. You'll do that real fast. This is what that looks like. So I go ahead and start right here, and I make sure I get those matched up as close as possible. Slow and steady here. And you do this on both sides. I think I only show one side, but you do have to do it both sides. Let me guys know if you guys want a tutorial on how I make my tags too. All right, so of course you're going to tuck your tails here because you have to finish that off or it'll unravel. Pause and repeat with the other sleeve, like I said. All right, now we're going to add the neckband and the waistband. So you need to quarter up these holes, the waistband hole and the arm, or the neck hole, sorry. All right, so I'm just going to add these in real fast, and all I'm doing is adding them inside here. And I just do 2 points, but you can quarter and do 4. I'm just matching up all my points that I made here. Then I am going to serge the cuff on in the round. Make sure that you are keeping the 2 raw edges of the cuff and the 1 raw edge of the actual opening together. Only stretch the cuff to lay flat onto the opening. And then I'm going to cover stitch this down. I don't show that on camera, but I just find that it makes it overall neater. And what I do is I fold the seam down and I top stitch it onto the cuff, which I normally would top stitch this down onto the garment. I fold the seam down and top stitch it on the garment, but I actually do it the opposite this way. I just find it makes a neater finish. And so you'll see the finished product now in just a minute after I tuck these tails. Super cute pattern. Perfect for fall and winter. They knocked it out of the park, this fabric company and this pattern company. So go ahead and make you guys this sweater. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye.